Really? It's the cast member right here. All right, so thanks for coming back. This is Gage Reality. I want to say, really, Nora? Trying to be all up in the videos. So, thanks for coming back. This is Gage Reality. I do appreciate you for checking out the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at Gage_reality. And let's get into the video. So I have 4 guns right here. This video is not technically a versus video, one gun versus the next. It's more so about my fiance and her journey on finding the right pistol for her. And so a little over a year ago, we bought this Smith & Wesson 380 EZ for her. To just let you know that it is unloaded, right? So she was looking for a gun, and her main concern was to make sure that safety was the #1 priority. She didn't care about anything but that was at the #1 on her list. So my thing was, I wanted to show her the Smith & Wesson 380 EZ. I wanted her at the time to get a 9mm, but for the features in the 9s that we were looking at versus this 380, the 380 just won hands down to try to get someone that's not really into guns into carrying a gun every day. And so this is a phenomenal firearm. Smith & Wesson did a great job designing it. It has a loaded chamber indicator. It has the flip up 1911 style thumb safety. You know, it has the trigger grip. It has the internal mechanisms for the trigger. It's more of like a medium compact frame, I guess you would say, or a larger compact frame. 3-dot sights. You know, we have the 8-round, easy to load magazine. You just pull it down right here, because she definitely was turned off by guns because of loading magazines. So this made it easier for her. So getting her this gun, she felt it built her confidence over the year of carrying this in her purse, carrying it inside the waistband. So that's pretty much her journey with this gun. So she came to me and she was saying, you know, hey, it's getting a little heavy. And so my thing was, all right, it's getting heavy. How about you switch over to the Shield? You know, the Shield, basically this 380 EZ is based off of this Shield right here, right? Of course, this is my gun. I have the TLR6 and I have the handle it grips on here. So it's a little bit different from its original configuration, but pretty much the basics of this gun is what Smith & Wesson used to make her 380. And I wanted her to step up to a 9, and I was really encouraging her to get a Shield. One thing she didn't like about the Shield was the slide was really heavy to pull back for her. And, you know, we did a lot of training, a lot of shooting. She did several hundred rounds with, well, let's say several, more like 200 rounds with this gun on her own. And she just didn't like the fact that the slide was a little heavier to pull back. Of course, she was used to the 380 EZ, and the slide on this gun is extremely light as a feather. So this was out of the question. Pretty much subcompact. This gun has been just kind of like the benchmark for years. We looked at, I was trying to convince her to say, okay, well, I'll never figure out how to stop dropping these guns on the table. I was trying to convince her, say, hey, okay, let me get you a full size 9mm, like a Glock 19 or a Glock 17 or a full size Smith & Wesson, and then you just carry this as a backup gun, right? The Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, I mean, this gun is so light. It's a pocket pistol. It's double action, hammer fired, just like, you know, her EZ was hammer fired. But this gun is, even though it's 380, this is like definitely a pocket rocket. The recoil on this gun is just devastating. And I have huge hands, and even for me, the recoil is not desirable. So this was out of the question. She just didn't want to do it, even though it's a fraction of the weight of what she was already carrying, which was the 380 EZ, right? So we looked at the Shield, that was a no-go. We looked at the Bodyguard, that was a no-go. We looked at the Beretta Nano, which is a 380. Just from some of the reviews I read, and it was also double action. She really hates double action guns. That was a no-go. We also looked at the SIG 365. You know, it's COVID-19 scare, a lot of guns are out of stock. We couldn't find a 365. We even looked at the LCP9, even though I wasn't too big on her purchasing that gun because of the quality and control. I was still kind of like, okay, if we put several hundred rounds through it, then that'll make me feel secure. But we were not able to, no, it's the EC9, the Ruger EC9. So we couldn't find it, sold out everywhere. And I just kept looking, looked at the Beretta APX in 9. I looked at, I was even considering revolvers for her, but double action, she wasn't really feeling that. So last but least, we came upon the Walther PPS M2, right? Found this gun. I like shopping at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. I get points back on my credit card. I was trying to find it at Cabela's, couldn't find it. So we ended up going to Academy and found this gun. Had a really good deal on it. Now, granted, the features of this gun is somewhat similar to the features on this Shield, and as you can see, they're almost, you know, identical. You know, when Smith & Wesson came out with this Shield, a lot of companies started to kind of copy that whole platform. But anyway, but the fit and feel of this gun for her was completely different. It's a little bit of a better grip, in my opinion, than the Smith & Wesson. She has smaller hands. For me, with larger hands, the Smith works perfect for me versus this gun. But for her with smaller hands, she really loved this grip. You know, racking the slide, she could rack the slide very easy. You know, the trigger in this gun was smooth. She really liked the trigger. So versus, you know, like a lot of those double actions she was looking at, you know, the trigger was better. It's somewhere close to what the trigger is in her 380, and it had less recoil. So we took it, put a few hundred rounds through it. Her marksmanship with this gun was phenomenal, where I've, you know, seen her shoot other guns and she really struggled with her marksmanship. And as soon as she shot this gun, she was hitting, you know, in the A zones, you know, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards. 15 is kind of shaky for her, but she was still doing very well. You know, it has a 4-inch barrel, just like the Smith & Wesson does. Still want to get in the video. 4-inch barrel, just like the Smith & Wesson does. I mean, this Walther is a really, really nice gun. It has the front and rear slide serrations, and where Smith and Wesson has the fish scale slide serrations, right? She really liked these, and they're helpful. Now, her hands did get a little sweaty, and she did struggle a little bit trying to grip onto it with putting it into battery. But other than that, she worked really well with this gun, and I was actually happy that I was able to buy her a gun that she fell in love with. And now it's 19 ounces, right? Her 380EZ is 19. They say it's 19, but I measured it and it comes up to 23 ounces every time I measure it. So maybe my scale is off. I'm not sure. The shield is 19 ounces also, but the way they distribute the weight on this gun is completely different. Like, it actually feels lighter than the other subcompact pistols. So that was a plus for her. Also, we just kind of came to the conclusion that she should probably take some of the stuff out of her purse. But that was a whole debate about, do you need certain items in your purse or not? Hey, buddy. Hey, go in the other room. This gun, is just phenomenal. And this is actually the most I've ever gotten trigger time in with a Walther. And I'm thoroughly impressed. Definitely looking forward to even buying myself a Walther. I would love to have a PPQ, so we'll see, but other than that, this is Gage Reality. If you're looking for a firearm, you don't have a firearm, you're new to the firearm industry, community, I want to say industry, community, you've never owned one before, you're a first shooter, you're a lady shooter. I get a lot of emails and inboxes of, hey, what's the best gun for a lady? And I'm just like, man, you gotta really just get out there, find some people who are gun owners or who are willing to teach you and they know their stuff, or go to a training class, go to the range, rent some guns. I know that sounds, it can get kind of expensive, but the more trigger time you do and the more guns you handle and do it safely, the better off you'll know what type of gun you like. I mean, my fiance, she shoots all my guns, so she has a really good idea of what she likes. And with that said, that was really able to get her, this pistol. And, maybe in the future, I still may get her a SIG 365. I don't know, but for right now, she loves this gun. I hope that, she continues to, just keep researching, shooting, and, it's always something better coming out every day, so other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. This is Gage Reality. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and check out the Walther PPS M2 9mm subcompact handgun. That was a mouthful.